Hey everybody, it's me, Arianne Bellizaire, with another installation of our Inspired to Style renovation series updates. We've been having so much fun revealing one room at a time. Thank you so much for all the support and feedback, by the way. But I also love that we're able to combine these reveals with valuable tips that are relevant to those rooms, so that each episode is a little bit more valuable to you than just your standard before and after reveal. So today we're gonna have a little fun talking about the jewelry of your home, the hardware and the lighting. And if you stick around to the end, you will see the reveal of one of the most controversial rooms in this entire house. Let's go. I thought it would make sense to talk about lighting and hardware together because to me, these two product categories have two things in common. First, both of these elements are an opportunity for you to bring your own style to your space. And second, in my opinion, these two elements are best shopped locally because you need to get scale and proportion right. I know that there's a temptation to shop for these things online because who doesn't like shopping from the convenience of their home? And let's be honest, of everything you're gonna shop for this house, this is probably the only thing that you have access to directly online that you think you don't need to see in person before you make the selection. Now, I'm sure you've heard the mantra shop local before, but here's why it really makes sense when you're talking about lighting and hardware. How do you know how well a lighting piece is made unless you can see the finish in person? How do you know how heavy and substantial a hardware piece is unless you can pick it up and hold it? This is the value of walking into a local shop. Seeing, touching, and feeling for yourself before you fork over your own hard-earned cash. And in keeping with the whole seek wise counsel tip, your local specialist will have an understanding of the lead times for any of the products that you'd like to choose, and there may even be the option in your local shop to change the finish of pieces that are ordered in. So let's talk about the prep work you'll need to do to make sure that your time with your lighting or hardware specialist is most effective. First thing you want to do is set an appointment. Don't just drop in on these people. They may be busy with other customers and then you'll have to wait or fumble around the store on your own. Call in and make an appointment so that your specialist can dedicate his or her time only to you. And trust me, making these selections takes longer than you think, so give yourself enough time for these appointments. Second, bring a copy of your floor plans, drawings, or any photos you have of your existing home. Number 3, take some time to do some research before you walk into the shop. Have an idea of the general style and maybe even the color you're looking for, and this will go a long way into helping your specialist narrow down your options. Finally, know your budget. And when I say know your budget for the entire category. When I think about hardware, I'm not only thinking about cabinet hardware, I'm thinking about, do I need new interior door hardware, exterior hardware? So when you walk into your appointment with your specialist, you want to be able to give them a full line item budget for whatever scope you are covering with that meeting. There are many layers to the hardware and lighting selection process, but here is the one thing you should know. You probably should be making these selections way earlier in the process than you think. If you've watched our entire renovation series, you might remember from the window video that I talked about how early in the process we had developed our lighting plan and how we were able to walk through the house with our electrician to mark out where boxes should be installed before we even did any of the new drywall work. So how did we get this right for our project? Well, we channeled our inner Martha Stewart. Our project manager designer, Kristen, spent many days in our office happily working on her little DIY craft project. She took all of the spec guides for all the light fixtures we had selected for that house, and she created models that were made to scale so that we could bring them to the house, walk through with our electrician, and actually hang up and place these faux fixtures so that he could make sure that he was installing the boxes and running wires in the appropriate places. I think we even saved a couple of those models as like souvenirs. Good job, Kristen. You can do something like this too. It may not be as elaborate as what Kristen did, but you can surely take something that is close to the scale and size of the fixture that you want to add to your house, especially when you think about pendants over an island or a big fixture in the dining room or breakfast room. And in order to make sure that you're getting something big enough or small enough to fit in that space appropriately, hanging a model up, stepping back and looking at it is a super smart and inexpensive way to do this before placing that order. Here's your final design tip for today. Hardware and lighting can be expensive, but these are definitely not areas you want to cheap out on if you want to give your home the luxury look and feel. Find quality options that are moderately priced to use in most of the areas of the home, and then choose moments where you can do something a little special and a little bit more expensive. So here's one of the rooms in our house that not only had the biggest transformation, but it was also the most controversial change we made in this entire project. So what do you think about the new servery? Was it the right move? I happen to think it was, but I'd love to hear your opinion. Do you think it was worth sacrificing the powder room to create this beautiful new servery? Let us know in the comments. And I have a little treat for you. So you guys have been missing seeing the kids on video. I can tell because you make little comments every now and then like, where are the kids? Let me just tell you, schoolwork and life have been kind of kicking our butts lately, but we have carved out some time to get the kids in front of the camera, and we thought it would be really fun to let them walk through the reveals of each of the spaces in our house. You do not want to miss these bonus videos that we'll be uploading onto our channel soon. So thank you so much for your support, and we'll be back soon with another update and reveal to this Inspired to Style show house.